Assalamualaikum and hi. Today, I will start our presentation with background of the research. The lifestyle of university students alter as they transition to life of study. Sleep issues and sleep disorders substantially hinder the academic progress of university students. Significant correlation exists between shorter sleep duration and an inconsistent sleep-wake cycle and a worse GPA. Overall, many sleep-related characteristics and disorders have an impact to life of university students. Most students nowadays are unconcerned with the relevance of sleep quality in their daily life. They may be unaware that getting enough sleep can boost their productivity. The purpose of this research and study is to determine the factors that affect university students' sleep quality. Okay, next I will present problem statement. The objective of this study is to examine the relationship among the factors that influence the sleep quality of the UiTM Kedah students. There is a widespread perception that university students do not get enough sleep. According to the reports, university students' sleep patterns both in terms of quantity and quality have changed over the past few decades, and the sleep disorders are on the rise. According to the Link study, university students exhibit varying frequencies and level of sleeping disorders. There is a demand for this kind of research since there is only limited amount of related research. Therefore, it is much more important to indicate the sleep quality of the UiTM Kedah students and the factors affecting them.
Next is the Chapter 3 Research Design. Begin with our purpose of study. We want to explore and explain on how certain factors are directly and indirectly signifying the sleep quality of college students in UiTM Kedah. For the types of investigations, our research is a descriptive study. We are studying variables that give the most effect in influencing the sleep quality among students in UiTM Kedah. We use quantitative modeling to investigate the link between independent factors and dependent variables. And then for the study setting, of course, this topic is very suitable to conduct in UiTM Kedah area. Then we move on to the unit analysis. The students or individual would be the unit of analysis in this study. The goals of the study is to investigate the variables that influence sleep quality among the students. And for the time horizon, this is a cross-sectional study since data is gathered just once over a period of days, weeks or months. And we will hand out the questionnaires to the students in UiTM Kedah and they'll only need a few minutes to complete them.
Okay, now I will present literature review. I will start with lifestyle factors, which is IV1. A person attitude. Okay, now for bad procrastination factors, which is IV3. Bedtime procrastination is defined as an individual's inability to go to bed at the scheduled time in the absence of an external impediment. Individuals with bedtime procrastination, such as those with general procrastination, will delay going to bed in the absence of valid reason for the delay and despite anticipation of negative outcome. Last is definition of sleep quality, which is DV. Sleep quality is defined as an individual self-satisfaction with all aspects of the sleep experience. Sleep quality has 4 attributes, which is sleep efficiency, sleep latency, sleep duration, and wake after sleep onset. That's all from me. I will pass to next presenter to continue the presentation. Thank you.
Next is the Chapter 3 Research Design. Begin with our purpose of study. We want to explore and explain on how certain factors are directly and indirectly signifying the sleep quality of college students in UiTM Kedah. For the types of investigations, our research is a descriptive study. We are studying variables that give the most effect in influencing the sleep quality among students in UiTM Kedah. We use quantitative modeling to investigate the link between independent factors and dependent variables. And then for the study setting, of course, this topic is very suitable to conduct in UiTM Kedah area. Then we move on to the unit analysis. The students or individual would be the unit of analysis in this study. The goals of the study is to investigate the variables that influence sleep quality among the students. And for the time horizon, this is a cross-sectional study since data is gathered just once over a period of days, weeks or months. And we will hand out the questionnaires to the students in UiTM Kedah, and they'll only need a few minutes to complete this sampling technique. We will focus on the population of the UiTM Kedah. The reason we chose them because most of them are using electronic gadgets, thus it will ease us to collect data by only distributing Google Form to them. And then the sampling size. All students of UiTM Kedah from all semester are total of 8,412 students. But we only chose a 50 portion only as it already enough to help us portray the situation of their sleep quality awareness. And then for the questionnaire design, in this study, we have divided into 5 sections. Section A will comprise the demographic elements, have 5 questions about gender, age, level of education and etc. And then while the section B and C and D include questions related to the lifestyle factors, smartphone and bedtime procrastination. Each section will have around 5 plus minus questions based on a Likert rating scale. Then the dependent variable, the sleep quality, will be placed in section E in the same style like sections before. We also use the SPSS for the data analysis, or statistical package for social science is what stands for the SPSS. SPSS was utilized to analyze our research data and answer the study objective. SPSS data entry can facilitate data preparation. We can verify that respondents have answered truly by stating rules. These rules can be used on non-existing data sets to validate and check the data. We've also done a regression, coefficient, correlation, statistic, descriptive and so many more due to SPSS that help us to measure our result significance. The chapter 4, the demographic frequency distribution. As Miss can already see the table I put next to me, we can see that many respondents are from females, comprising about 73% rather than male, only 26%. Most of the respondents are ranging from 21 years old to 23 years old, make up about 80% of all the people that answered these questionnaires. Next, many of them are also from bachelor's degree program students coming from business faculty, suit with our project of the final year subject, which is a marketing research we have done right now. Our research team are same to many respondents in the semester 5 of our degree study.
Analysis for lifestyle, which is our IV1. So based on the table, we can see on the question number 3, I feel the students who regularly exercise, like jogging, play sport, workout, and others who have better sleep quality have the highest mean, which is 4.35, with a standard deviation 0.783. Descriptive analysis for the second IV, which is a smartphone, we can see the highest score for the mean is the last question, which is I believe people who can control and manage the habits use smartphone before sleep are likely to have a good sleep quality, which is have mean on 4.32 with a standard deviation below 0.1, which is 0.956. While our third IV, which is descriptive analysis for bedtime procrastination, show the first question, which is I go to bed early if I have to get up early in the morning, have the highest mean, which is 3.87 with a standard deviation below 1.0, which is 0.981. Meanwhile, for our descriptive analysis for sleep quality, which is our DV, dependent variable, the first question, which is I believe that we should emphasize that more attention should be paid to obtain good sleep quality have the highest mean, which is 4.43, with the standard deviation below 1.0, which is 0.635.
Table shows a regression analysis and table shows ANOVA analysis. From the table, we know that all the independent variables, lifestyle, smartphone, and bad procrastination together explain 53.6% of the variance. R squared is equal to 0.732 in sleep quality, which is highly significant, and the model is fit as the F statistic is 18.860 F more than 1, and the p-value is 0.00 and is less than critical value p less than 0.05. Hence, the regression model is significant. It means that there is a relationship between dependent variables and predictor variables. Reliability test was conducted to measure how reliable the instruments used were. In this test, the reliability for each variable, the dependent variable and independent variable, were performed separately.
Hypothesis statement. So our research objective divided into three. Firstly is to find out the relationship between lifestyle factor and the sleep quality among students, and other that is a significant relationship between lifestyle factor and sleep quality. So the result is supported, which is lifestyle factor can influence the sleep quality among students in UiTM Kedah. And then the second one is we try to find out the relationship between smartphone factor and the sleep quality among students, either they have a significant relationship between smartphone factor and sleep quality. So on the result is unsupported, which is smartphone factor cannot influence the sleep quality among students in UiTM Kedah. And last but not least, try to find out the relationship between bedtime procrastination factor and the sleep quality among students. So whether they have a significant relationship between bedtime procrastination with the sleep quality. So based on the result is unsupported, which is bedtime procrastination also cannot influence the sleep quality among students in UiTM Kedah.
Research hypothesis 1, lifestyle. We all can see after going through all the study and research provided that the lifestyle practice among students in UiTM Kedah really does affect their sleep quality. Hence, no wonder the answer we got and the result measured to be very significant and accurate. We took the H0 and rejected the H1, accepting that there is a relationship between lifestyle factor and sleep quality among students in UiTM Kedah. The result calculated to be 0.0001, indicating that this is very significant. Furthermore, based on many studies and research conducted before release, to show that lifestyle is greatly influencing how we get the quality and duration of our sleep. The study discovered that various lifestyle characteristics of college students had an effect on the duration and quality of their sleep. The findings revealed that diet and physical exercise are both highly connected to sleep quality. Research hypothesis 2, smartphone. The second research objective is to investigate the association between the smartphone element and sleep quality among students. According to the data in Chapter 4, the hypothesis is not supported since the significant level of the smartphone factor is more than 0.05, which is 0.185. According to the study's findings, smartphones cannot impair or promote sleep quality. In contrast to the previous research, a previous study, it found a strong and direct relationship between smartphones and sleep quality. It has been found that the fewer times individuals spend on their smartphones, the better their sleep quality. As a result, it demonstrates that the findings of earlier research and our findings are different. Consequently, based on these research findings, the hypothesis is unsubstantiated and the smartphone component does not affect sleep quality. The third research hypothesis of this variable is to examine the relationship between bedtime procrastination factors and sleep quality among students in UiTM Kedah. According to the findings in Chapter 4, the hypothesis is unsupported. Based on the research, the last hypothesis is rejected because the significant level of bedtime procrastination is above 0.01, which is 0.837. Individuals with bedtime procrastination, such as those with general procrastination, will postpone going to bed without valid reasons and despite anticipation of harmful outcome. This showed that bedtime procrastination did not support or influence sleep quality, which differed from previous studies, and the hypothesis is unsupported. And there is no contributions of bedtime procrastination to sleep quality.
Recommendation. First, limit caffeine intake daily. Suggests that the usually practice of the afternoon caffeine should be limited to before 5 o'clock on the afternoon, particularly concerning the moderate to high caffeine dosage often seen in increasingly popular premium coffee energy beverage can affect sleep quality. Second, physical activity is very recommended as an alternative or supplement to established treatment for sleep problem. Participation in moderate intensity physical activity such as roller skating, bicycle, baseball or walking were found to improve sleep among college students. Lastly, having a good diet. People who consume fruits for sleep promotion tend to have a good sleep quality. For example, like kiwi fruits have an antioxidant capability, may prevent oxidative damage and subsequently improve sleep quality.
In our research, 25 questionnaires have been collected, which are only for the targeted number of students of UiTM Kedah, which consists of 50 respondents. Moreover, descriptive analysis, Cronbach's alpha reliability analysis, and SPS were utilized in order to do an analysis on all of the data obtained from the questionnaires. Based on our research objective, which determined the relationship between factors independent variable and sleep quality dependent variable among targeted number of students, at UiTM Kedah, we have discovered factors that contribute to poor sleep quality among UiTM Kedah students, including lifestyle, smartphone and bedtime procrastination. This study gained a positive significant relationship for its objective research, showing that one variable is lifestyle that influences poor sleep quality among UiTM Kedah students, which consists of 50 respondents. Meanwhile, in our research, 25 questionnaires have been collected, which are only